actually gets decent,
Mhm.
then they can surpass.
And
Team
we've seen
Liquid.
Liquid lose a lot of members early in other game as well. So if that happens again, it might be really bad. But here we go, east to west airplane pattern here, and we're gonna see Team Random going for that Milta power again, where they took out, I believe, NIP, or was it a face member last game? I can't
Well,
remember.
face members usually go for Milta power.
Yeah, so it was a face member that died very early there, and face is going for bigger Milta this time.
So they switch it around because of Team Random, and that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Team Random just goes into the GLL and pushes out FaZe out of the usual spot. That's insane.
Yeah, right now Team Random is together with actually one face member, I believe, and he decides to back off there, as you said.
Chicken. That's the chicken game, right? When he goes straight at you.
Yeah.
Look at that. 2 FaZe members just straight up fall back to the small apartments north of Milta Power.
Ooh, and we see something different this time around, though. In the middle with NIP, we have another team there now actually going there that didn't go there before.
That's Bosphorus, who are on the 15th place or even 17th right now. So what they're doing is they want to have a high kill game.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart,
Right.
actually. They go into the center, and they will most likely be hunting for kills then. But they are contesting these apartments from NIP, and one of the NIP players are in the school right now. So he's not going to be much of help there.
If they actually analyze the games that I have seen so far, they know that NIP always is kind of separate, right? One guy goes to school, one guy goes for a vehicle, which is usually Sweater or Scoom, and one guy goes to an apartment. So they can benefit from dividing those guys and just taking up the kills early game.
Absolutely. And right now we see a circle very similar to the second game where
I think
we
that was
casted.
the first game. No, actually second game.
Yeah, second game where we
I think
casted.
it's literally the same.
Almost literally the same, yeah. With a little bit less military this time, but still. It's one of those circles where you have to get there fast because there's not a lot of landmass remaining. People looting up in northern Georgia Pool.
We have 2 teams this time in North Georgopol, which is interesting. But Dignitas alone again in South Georgopol, which is interesting. No one contests the South Georgopol, who has a lot of loot.
Yeah, Spike is currently looting the best place of southern Georgia Pool right now, the 6 buildings.
Suntouch on the other 6 buildings. So that is well, let's say they're gonna get pretty big inventory.
Yeah, and they also have complete map control over this area. When they dropped out, they saw that there's not anyone who's at the very, very west side, except for maybe one team. So they're gonna have a lot of gear fast, and they're gonna move there fast, and that's gonna be very good for them. In the meantime, we don't see a lot of engagements early on. People are looting up, but a lot of teams are just outside the circle right now.
And we see small engagement between NIP and Bosphorus. So NIP tries to back out and have a safe position right now.
They don't want to take a 2 versus 4, 2 versus 3 right now. They have 2 team members that aren't even remotely close to them right now. One in school and one at the Liquid compounds or close by. So they don't want to take any fights right now at all.
Interesting. The first shots from AAA Monkey taking shots on Mac and Dog, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if I read the name correctly. Team Random. Yes, it's Mac and Dog.
Yeah, I've been very impressed by AAA's aim this series. They've been on point with all the shots, especially the AKs. They've been using AK a lot, and they've been hitting these. A lot of pros have gone away from using the AK unless they have a compensator. But they've been dealing insane amount of damage with the AK, and it's not the easiest thing to control now.
Honestly, I think it's not that it's not easy to control, because its spray pattern obviously is kind of rough. But when it comes to single tapping, it's all about just feeling it or not. There are some players who just cannot shoot with slower velocity weapons, and there are players who just feel it better than the higher velocity weapons.
Yeah, it's kind of like throwing darts. But here we see an engagement from a NIP versus
that was versus Bosphorus.
Bosphorus, yes. And the grenades are coming down. Ooh, he has to be careful with his teammate though. Throwing the grenade is not maybe the best terms of action here when he's so
he
close.
actually got it. Xeon got fragged. And NIP got 2 players already. Look at that. Mifran goes down as well. NIP just wrecking Bosphorus already.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
this double-barreled shotgun was doing some work, man. Like in close quarters, you don't really get to see it a lot in these games, but once you do, it's amazing feeling.
So we can talk about this, what happened here, because 2 players actually deleted an entire team, man.
Yeah.
And why it happened is Bosphorus hesitated. They didn't bank on their rush. And in this case, you have this certain scenario when you rush upon the stairs, you just cannot stop. You just need to rush with every single member and take it by the numbers. You just cannot be pushed into a small corridor when your opponent has higher ground and weapons when they can peek, reload, and peek again.
Yeah. And now we see Trigger Happy is gonna approach Penta here, and I don't think he knows where he is because he's not slowing down. So I think he's unaware of Penta's position right now, and he's chilling in the shack because he heard some vehicles outside, which happens to be the teammates of Penta Gems.
Trigger Happy with that one guy here, Spy.
Mm.
Did you see that blood drop in the water?
Oh yeah. I
think Xiphon is going for that.
You think so?
I mean, he's like the go-to guy when it comes to crates. 2 times today I already have seen them.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff in one care package.
That is
24
some
8-times scope.
EV, man.
Level 3 helmet. Yeah, I don't think he sees it right now because he would have gone to the beach for a boat.
I mean, I think he's actually doing it. I'm not sure. All right, Penta battling against...
punching him down.
Oh, that's
the maximum
nasty.
BM.
Well, maybe they don't have enough ammo, right?
Yeah, but 1 or 2 bullets in the head.
Well, and this is the case when you actually keep a pistol, right, with 1 clip, and you just use it for that situation.
The reason I don't keep a pistol is because sometimes it's very awkward when you have a red dot sight that you want to equip on a weapon, and it equips it on the pistol,
and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, so I prefer actually to play with no pistol at all and just throw it out.
This is why I'm taking the revolver instead of any other pistol.
Oh yeah, because you can equip a red dot, yeah.
But I exactly found the same for myself. You just can't use it because of that. I liked switching around all the red dots and like 4 times on my weapon, so it definitely goes in, goes in the way.
Yeah, Penta right now moving into this compound, scouting it out. They haven't been shot at, so they should know it's clear, but sometimes the enemy can just wait until they're very, very close and then open fire. But they're going to get this compound because it is free indeed, and a lot of teams are moving right now, rotating towards the very small circle, land-wise at least.
Yeah. That's true. By the way, Xiphon, he actually found the loot crate. I think he was going in that direction because it was still landing.
Oh, but there's another loot crate there, yeah, that he got.
I'm actually not sure what's happening, but Xiphon seems to be always nearby a loot crate.
Yeah, it's like a magnet. But how did they work? Oh, it's landing right now. Okay, so he's gonna go for this one. But Dignitas Suntouch is coming, a teammate of him,
yes,
to assist him with this, and it's also an M24 with level 3 vest, 2 scopes. This is going to be a really nice surprise here for Xiphon.
And he already has a level 3 helmet, so now he's fully equipped. Holy moly, that is crazy.
Yeah, and I think he has a car 98k, right? So his teammate might be interested in picking that up too.
Wasn't that a shotgun? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky to see the difference between a double barrel and a car 98k, but oh, so he actually didn't pick up the M24.
He has a car 98.
Yeah, he didn't want to waste time picking it up. That's so weird.
What? Okay. I really didn't understand it. Did he take the vest at least?
I didn't. It didn't look like it for some reason. Oh
no,
yeah,
no,
he did.
He
did. Yeah, okay.
This is why you should always wear a jacket, because when you actually fight with people, a jacket actually hides the information what type of gear you have. But when you have only a t-shirt, then it's invisible that you have a level 1 vest or level 2 or level 3, and your opponent can make an actual decision. Should I shoot your head or body?
Yeah, that's actually true. I am always wearing a t-shirt, but maybe from now on I won't. Getting stuck in the fence at this UAC.
Fashion advice from Lothar.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Here we go.
Ask the Harston.
Right now, Penta is having only 1 player on this ridge over here, while the others are chilling at the compound.
Driving the buggy always is just the moment when like I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die any minute, any second, but
not this time.
No, it seems like James just
or
missed
maybe
his shots, or Just one shot to the leg. To
Well,
the
look at this buggy.
He
I
got
think
it.
he lost a wheel on that buggy because it was going out of control. And unfortunately, Nip Crunch here is gonna bite the dust, not being able to be arrested by his teammate in this position.
Yeah, no cover as well. Pretty rough. This is like the worst way to die.
Yeah, on the backside of a buggy.
Yeah. I mean, just driving around and like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit here and watch, get me killed.
Yeah, the only thing you can do is wiggle. Q&E, Q&E. Liquid Scone. Probably going to go down here if Penta can connect one more shot. But it's so hard to hit that bike. It's so fast. He needs to shoot a very calculated distance.
And he got him! One of the last shots actually from that GLL.
But it might not be a kill because here comes his teammate to probably
Drive him over.
Drive him over, no, but place that buggy in front of it. And oh, he actually had a shed there as well. So he's going to get the rest off. Penta is actually going for that kill. He's so bloodthirsty and he's joined up a face. So he's going to back off there. Face is just going straight through, not paying much attention to that shed.
Do that flip, man. Let's see so showmanships.
I would backflip in a tournament. Actually, oh, no. Almost. Not quite. So Face is gonna be moving up on this ridge here, on this mountain, and
VSS.
Liquid.
Like this guy.
He has a VSS too. Everyone playing VSS now. It's new meta.
Maybe they're already adjusting to the new patch.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, that jump.
That's pretty good. You gotta go fast, man.
By the way, one thing about Scum, because some people might be wondering, why did he just go straight in a straight line, right? He was driving a Freeman bike, so you just can't drive like in a snake way, right? Because you're just gonna get flipped because of that. So you just need to go as fast as possible in a straight line, which is like 127 kilometers per hour, something like that, and just hope your opponent gonna miss those shots.
Yeah, you have to rely on that. And right now we see AAA moving out as well at the east side of the circle, away from almost every other team. So they're gonna be good here. Liquids, I mean Dignitas is setting up on the west side at the same time. We have Team Random hugging the blue circle in the water with a boat at the very, 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 very south. And I'm not sure how this is gonna pan out for them because they have to enter at one point and they only have one boat, it seems like.
Well, it seems that they need to go for Primos as soon as possible.
Oh, they actually have two boats. Okay, so that's something. And they're healing right now. They've been in the blue, boosting up, and they're gonna have to move in roughly 2 minutes.
By the way, did you see that trick with the boat that you can drift 20 kilometers per hour and jump on it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Did you do it?
I haven't done it yet, but
it
interesting
looks amazing,
mechanic.
man.
Yeah,
it looks amazing. I like those small things that you have in a game that no one actually anticipated that they will be there. It feels like Smash Bros. Melee, where you have like tons of mechanics that were just not anticipated by the game developers and they're just there.
Yeah.
And you can exploit them. And it's actually in a skillful way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're probably going to find a lot more of those in this game, I feel like. I mean, just recently there was a way to jump through walls as well in a certain type of building.
Yeah.
So there is some tricks you can do that are to be discovered as well, I would suppose. Right now, Dignitas taking some shots at check 6. Not managing to get the kill. Penta knocks out 2 of the Liquid players right there and finishing
like
them off.
Executed.
I wonder where the last Liquid player is actually. Oh, his Scoom is over there. He's at the shed with his teammate still. Okay, that's where
Yeah,
he
they got separated.
Yeah.
Theater of Mayhem with Katastic and Chris and I think other members in those 2 vehicles are going from the east side of the circle. Fortunately for them, everyone who moved from the east side finished on the west side and central.
Yeah, so they are very afraid right now, but they don't have to be. Penta, in the meantime, having one player very low ultra, trying to get something done with his car 98K, not quite spotting them. They're gonna have to be very careful here into moving further because there's not much cover there.
Wow, Penta Frosh with those long range shots he's not really worried about making noise, so he just takes those long range shots for giggles. Yeah. Basically.
You gotta establish dominance. Meanwhile, check 6 SKS Mini gets taken out by Rolizzi.
I think that was less when I remember. No. He was not. There's still Schaffer in the building. And let's see on the left side of the screen. Where are the guys? Check 6. Still 3 members. All right. Well, when it comes to teams, actually all are healthy apart from Liquid, who just lost 2 guys.
Yeah, and we see that Team Random right now on the very southwest is stranding their boats and approaching by foot, I would assume. Unless they can find a vehicle very close to Primorsk.
There's actually a fantastic hill on the left side of the west side of Primorsk when you can just get a good position there and just wait out on the next circle.
Yeah, they'll definitely be playing the circle game as we saw the earlier game too. They were doing the same thing. They were always hugging the circle, which a lot of pro teams don't like, but they ended up with the victory the other game. So it might be something, if you're used to it, might be good.
Well, it's a high risk, high reward, but at the same time, I feel like most of the time it's just worth going to the middle of the circle. All depends on the, on the map, of course. Sometimes you just don't have a good spot in the middle of the circle, and what do you do, right?
Yeah, we see Dignitas right now being pinned down from 2 angles at the west side of the circle, fighting 2 teams at once, and that's not really something you want to do, because if one team decides to flank, it's going to be very problematic. They have pretty good cover on that hill though, but gets taken out by a beautiful headshot.
That M16, not enough damage to take him out, but it was like
it was 1 HP.
health.
Oh
right,
yeah,
like
he did get knocked
HP.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very, very low.
Literally like 1 millimeter.
Yeah.
For the Freedom people from America, it's like, I don't know, like 0.1% of an inch.
Yeah. It was not very much indeed. And they're going to play more passively from now on, having lost that helmet. You can't really get, at this point of the game, you can't really get a new helmet easily because all the compounds should be taken. There's no more place to loot. You have to loot it from a dead body, but even then it's risky. Having to fire bullets, making yourself hurt all over the map. It's not something you want to do, so losing helmets is actually very bad at this point.
Agree. It's not H1Z1 when you have 5 helmets in your backpack and 4 in your vehicle.
Oh yeah. Penta, loving those ridges, staying true to the cause, just always getting the best ridge possible, or one of the best at least. And they have great overview here, not actually standing all together, they're spreading out quite a bit, and this might be really bad if one gets knocked out somehow.
Might happen. In the meantime, we have seen the Walter from Team WLG getting a headshot on the Car 98 with the Car 98 of one of his opponents from Check 6.
And face is getting breached upon now, but takes out one. Takes out probably... No, he gets taken out himself, and now it's a 3 versus 3, I believe.
But the problem is, FaZe is separated, and they don't have a second member in that building. So now, Jempty had to rotate. The same for Hexity to rescue one of the members and take advantage of their position.
And they get Theater of Mayhem gets backstabbed now. They had an advantage breaching this compound. They took out 2 FaZe members, but they get backstabbed by A. And that's a lot of A's. And now they're gonna have to play more passively, and FaZe is gonna have time to rest the fallen teammates. If this grenade... Wow, what was that?
What happened here? No one knows what happened, but Jempty is down, and the grenade didn't kill him. He got saved by those sandbags or debris or whatever that is.
That was crazy. More grenades coming in, knocking out people and
left and right.
And Pony Rider decides to heal before resting his teammate. Might not be the correct decision, but it is a decision nonetheless. And right now it's a 3 versus 3 for FaZe and Theater of Mayhem.
And in the meantime, Machine Gunner killed Miko with a vehicle explosion, so Ghost Gaming loses a player.
Yeah, Nip getting into combat here.
With Defcom from Team GA Esports.
Not quite getting any knockouts from those vehicles. He's trying to approach closer to get a better angle, but it's hard. Oh, it takes fire as well from another direction, and he has to move back.
Ooh, he's getting shot the second time.
He's not quite sure where this is coming from. He's juking around, and
he might be a VSS.
Might be a VSS, yeah. That's true. Those are silenced.
Yeah, and subsonic, and being thrown like a rock with a lob.
Yeah, FaZe manages to get up the 4th player now of their team, and it's a 4 versus 3 at this compound, and it's a really bad situation to be in right now for Theater of Mayhem because they are all in the same building while FaZe is spreading out and covering all the angles.
Yeah, fantastic teamwork by FaZe.
Check 6 coming in closer though, and FaZe hears him and he's gonna fire as soon as he gets off that bike. But gets saved by his FaZe teammate there when he should have been dead from that Check 6 ambush. Taking out the whole squad of Check 6 there, I believe.
Yes, that's the entire team, I think.
Yes.
That was ballsy, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's like
They weren't.
one would assume you don't want to park there.
No, but they weren't. They were hoping for them not to be in the factory buildings or hangar, whatever you prefer to call them. Warehouse. Yeah, a lot of names. AAA still having 4 members remaining at very central place, not at the compound, but they have overview of the compound. They know that there are 2 teams at that compound, so that's a great information to have, because they know that no one will come from that direction, because they're not gonna just let the other team run by out of the compound.
We also see Team Random, the winners of previous round, just coming in on the slower side of the circle. Sorry, on the faster side on the circle from the west side, but they're coming in late, as always.
Yeah, and they might be approaching Liquids here. We see Shredder taking some shots, but not quite having vision there from the shed.
He has some food fetish. He wanted to hit that food behind the rock, but didn't nail it. So, unlucky.
Unlucky. But it seems like Team Random is going to make it in the circle here without having to fight for it. The circle shifting towards AAA though, and they now have a great position here to cover from the west. Then hopefully they're not going to let any teams in there, but
you can see Team Dignitas here right now taking the compound, and they're pretty close to Team Random, but there's a huge hill between them, so there's no chance they're going to see each other, at least for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah. And right now Team Dignitas moving out by foot at the edge of the circle. They're gonna be fighting.
They're gonna meet now with Team Random.
Team Random now, and Team Random doesn't even look behind them. The last player is not looking, but I think that there's a ridge there. Yes, there is a ridge there, so they won't be able to see each other just yet.
Where is Suntouch?
Where is he?
I don't know. I see a flying pan and an AK.
Yeah, they have a new thing where backpacks aren't shown now in the Gillisuit, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So it's inside the Gillisuit.
So, I mean, there's still merit to drop the pan when you have a Gillisuit, right?
There is some merit, yeah, I agree. But the weapon is still gonna be seen, right?
Yeah,
maybe
well,
you drop the
drop
weapon too.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess.
if you have a VSS, you can drop it.
Yeah. It's useless. Penta.
With a Vector, look at that.
Wow.
Ultra doing some work, close combat.
Yeah, taking out the whole squad without losing a single player. Great job there from Penta. And they're gonna be hugging this shed now. They don't want to be all at the same place because it's quite dangerous. So Gems is gonna move out, kind of play it safe, not put all the eggs in one basket. And we see Machine Gunner here coming. Wow, he's driving in the water. I thought that looked really weird to me, but now yeah.
That was just the, the speed, the momentum.
Yeah.
That he drove into the water.
Jesus drive. And
Take
he's gonna be
wheel.
swimming now for a while, trying to get placement points for his team.
So is he able? I don't think he's even able to go up in this side of exactly where the pointer is. That's the closest side when he can get up to the map again.
You can actually go up on the west side there as well. Yeah. There's a couple of places, but you have to.
But that takes like 40 seconds because you need to jump like on Mario.
Yeah, you cannot be seen while jumping because then you're dead. You have to actually be quite careful with your jumps, but it is possible. And we see now that Dintas meets up with NIP, and they're gonna make easy work of the remaining NIP squad. There's one more player, X, and he's chilling a bit further away. He's getting shot at from another direction by another team right now, and he's in the middle of nowhere. He's gonna go down, and that's NIP getting knocked out from this game.
So now AAA actually taking shots on Dignitas because they heard they're shooting at an NIP. So that gave away their position. Might have not been wise to take that fight.
Yeah, right now AAA needs to focus on West, everything on West, because that's where the latecomers will come from. And they're getting some shots in at Suntouch right now, while the rest of Team Dignitas is spreading elsewhere.
Manslaughter right now. Everyone, just look at the minimap. Everyone looking at every single direction because people are everywhere.
Everywhere, indeed. And Liquid Scome trying to get Liquid Haze up, but not before he assures that it's safe to do so. It's he's making sure that he has some space in every direction. And Rotzi from the blue taking out Liquid, and now he spots him in the blue, very far back, and he can't believe that he's still over there, but he is. And he's gonna make use of this advantage by not peeking, making him tank as much damage in blue as possible, finishing him off maybe for that extra point in the scoreboard.
Yeah, now he's gonna die 100% in that blue zone, and there
And
it
he's
is.
dead.
Rolly Z died outside the play zone. I mean, he did get a kill
Yeah.
before he died, so that's something. That's for Team WLG.
And Penta right now is just driving all over this lost circle, eliminating teams. Just fine. They're going ham right now. They're approaching another team here. I don't think they know that they're actually there. It's only 2 members, but they're making sure that they have a good position here at least. AAA
Affinity.
getting some more shots. Will he take him down? No, not quite. Yeah. Feet. It was an awkward prone there because he wasn't lined up with the tree really.
It was actually better to crouch behind it than
Yeah.
to prone.
But sometimes you're not sure exactly where
Yeah.
people are shooting from. It's quite hectic at this point of the game where you hear shots from everywhere.
Not only that, but also like the directional sound of this game is not
Mhm.
really yet refined. Let's say like that.
And
Ooh, car 98 on a bike. That was a ballsy shot. He didn't get it, but someone else finished. They find legit. It was Simsy from his teammate actually.
yeah, and Penta might get backstabbed here because they have no idea there's half a squad in that shed right behind them. And if
In the
they're gonna
yellow
wait
buildings,
until the
right?
last second, they're gonna get backstabbed here. But they need to be very patient. And it takes out one Penta member,
That's Affinity taking that backstab.
and he
But-
gets taken out by another Penta member just staying behind. Very good positioning there, and he needs to find this last player. He's really looking for him, and he doesn't want to let his teammate die, and the blue is coming in, so he has to find him fast if he wants to save his teammate. But I don't think it's going to be possible now. The blue is already coming in, and he can't really crawl to safety.
Now it's 1v1 and Ox got a knock
Oh,
on.
no, in the blue. That's another kill. That's
Gems,
2
yeah.
players from Penta dying in a very short while there. And right now, the gas station seems to be the main compound to have right now, with only 1 player there. It can be breached. Machine gunners still swimming around, waiting, chilling.
Hooligans are in that
Gas
station right now,
Mhm.
so they looking great.
But
But
AAA.
AA, they are coming in hot.
Yeah, they're planning to breach. They are still just securing this. They don't want to take a fight because it's very open if they want to go to the actual gas station. So they're going to chill here until they know that it's safe. Just making sure they're not getting backstabbed. Going in now from the back, AA Shiv gets taken out long range by Celis TV. Pretty far away, actually.
Yeah,
and
but
he's not-
before that, Shiv just took out Santouch from Dignitas,
Oh.
and I think that was one of the last members of Dignitas.
Yeah.
I think so,
Yeah.
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 So that was worth it, actually.
That was indeed worth it, but he's going to pay the price of death for it. In the meantime, Penta is at their last member right now, and he needs to get up his teammate.
In the meantime, Machine Gunner is still
Mm.
swimming around.
Gets killed by a headshot from behind there. And right now, AAA is looking super good, having that compound, even with only 2 players remaining. Still looking strong. Sanic Marine decides to loot a late game, which is only really needed if you really need bullets or ammo or a new
energy
helmet.
drinks, right?
Yeah.
Now we see Defcom coming in late to the circle. That's GA Esports. We have 10 people left alive, and that means only a few teams are alive. GA Sports with 3 people, running with 3 people, and other teams are just
wow,
left with
that
you.
grenade might... No, it's a little bit too much to the right there, but a good try. Machine Gunner still in the water there. He's not going to be able to get up with those people camping him. He's just going for placement right now. Maybe he has some healing that he can get up on shore when the others are pushing away from the blue later, but I thought he's going to pull an Evermore over here.
I think it's actually worth it to just go up and try to go up if he has the possibility to jump on those rocks. But we're gonna see what he decides to do.
So AAA Monkey is gonna throw a grenade here, and it's gonna be actually a legit one if it managed to go through the window, and it does, and he has no time to react, getting a lot of damage onto him and gets taken out quickly thereafter.
I was surprised he didn't just die outright in that
Yeah,
shed after
I think
being
it bounced to the left, that's why. I'm not quite sure. I was surprised too.
All right, Duck is sitting in that shed. The last member of Ronin Esports right now. Sorry, one of the 3 members of Ronin Esports. And we have 3 members for GA Sports, AAA, with 2 guys, and that machine gunner from Trigger Happy still swimming around in the pool.
Yeah, Duck
Kiddie pool.
decides to, since it's first person, you have to jump if you want to peek through the shed. And AAA didn't quite spot him jumping in the shed, so they don't know that he's there, but he knows that they are there for sure. He's still jumping, and it might be too risky to do right now because they might see him. But they're throwing out smokes now, and they are approaching the circle because the blue is closing in.
Machine gunner is actually trying to jump on the rocks to be behind those teams that he knows that are above him, so he can backstab them.
Yeah, right now they found him in the shed when they're opening the door, and he's gonna get taken out here very soon. He can't even heal, I think. The blue's gonna do too much damage to him. He's most likely dead here. And yes, he's gonna go down, but he's not the last player of his team. He just gets knocked out. His AA Monkey gets knocked out as well, so he has to push forward here, hoping that his teammate can secure him a res. AA.
Kraken from Run Esports actually getting some shots on Shadow from AAA. That nade from... I'm actually not sure who threw that nade, but that was a fantastic nade for half HP.
Yeah, definitely. And right now, Kraken is getting some nice shots in behind the rock, but his teammates knows where he is now. And he's gonna take shots walking into the blue. You have to be careful not to back into that because he's doing a lot of damage right now.
So it's Ronin Esports versus GA Esports, and who's gonna win? Those 2 guys have really good positions. Both of the teams have some cover to play.
Yeah.
But the circle is on the end of actually GA Esports. So not only the numbers are on their side, but also the circle.
Yeah, this is gonna be really hard to approach without smokes. They have to hit those headshots or go down. One goes down. 1 versus 3 right now, and he doesn't know who to shoot. There he's surrounded and he goes down. GA Esports taking the 5th game.
Fifth game, the first win for GA Esports, pretty nicely